80 years ago today, the guns finally stopped firing. VE Day marked the end of war in Europe. But it wasn't the end, it was the beginning of rebuilding. Peace wasn't instant, it wasn't clean, and what came next was hard. From rubble, from terrible grief, from nothing, countries had to come together. They had to build roads, they had to lay infrastructure, they had to collaborate and communicate. Systems had to be rewired, reconnected. The very identity of Europe had to be rebuilt. It had to be reformed and restructured. And for no other reason than it had to be done. Necessity drove collaboration. Necessity drove passion and belief that people could build something better. And now, in 2025, 80 years after VE Day, we're here again. This time it's not with tanks or bombers or machines of war. It's with the cloud platforms, the large language models, the AI systems, quantum compute, surveillance infrastructure that we can't see or stop. Google itself dropped 8% in value this week. Meta are lost, struggling to find relevance. Cracks are visible in the global technology ecosystem. Those cracks are opportunity, and something is emerging into those cracks. There's a feeling, there's discussion, there's a hopefulness that I've felt wherever I've been in Europe that a sovereign Europe can emerge quietly with resilience, system by system, block by block. Baseline has taken me all across Europe. In Italy, in Bologna, I've seen CINECA. It's Europe's most powerful supercomputer, which has been augmented with a quantum system, the Radiance 54. It's not hype. These aren't headlines. I saw them laying the concrete. I saw them reconnecting the power. It's truly sovereign infrastructure, part of a wider European network. Pan-European workloads are running on these systems already. Securely, privately, in the domain of control. Also in Bologna, Cubbit, decentralized object storage. It's what AWS should have been, built for sovereignty, privacy, data security, not for profit. In France and Paris, we see Mistral, open weight language models, and they're outperforming some of the big US closed models for very specific tasks. No surveillance, no lock-in, no concerns around privacy or regulatory compliance issues. Just fast, open, sovereign technology. In London, which, I've seen so much negativity about the UK tech ecosystem, London particularly, but there are emerging players, Great Wave AI, fascinating use of AI to massively accelerate document management and information access. We've got Beam, Rachel at Beam is using AI through a product called Magic Notes to create time efficiencies in public services. And one which I am super excited about is Whitespace. It's Europe's answer to Palantir, but with provenance, explainability, and the public values and culture built into the system. It's not here to pillage Europe. It's here to augment and benefit Europe. And this is the choice we have right now. This is from all of the conversations about a baseline, the 40 videos, the hundreds of conversations, the hundreds of hours of work that's gone around creating this content. We either build the future that we own, or we're going to rent and inherit one that we don't understand. And if we fail, it's not Blade Runner, it's Black Mirror. Opaque systems that give us dopamine and pleasure, but are invisibly manipulating, creating a generation that's going to sleepwalk into decisions made by code that's been written by AI. It's one of the reasons why Baseline exists and it's becoming so important to me personally. It's bringing real authentic voices from this front line. The researchers, the builders, universities, startups, investors, advocates in large enterprise, US, China, Europe, and some of the misfits quietly shaping Europe's tech destiny. On the global stage, there's no reason why we can't export these technologies and products to other countries. It's not just about AI or quantum or biosynthetic intelligence. It's not even just about the ethics and biases and the human elements that people discuss so frequently around this technology. It's the human stories behind the possibility that we can build a future that is worth living in. We have some amazing episodes coming up that touch on so many of these sovereignty and exciting technical developments, whether it's sovereign infrastructure components whether it's the European equivalent to Palantir, whether it's the brain-machine interfaces that are revolutionising the way we think about our very own consciousness. We've got the deep tech CEOs coming on, we've got the rebels. It reminds me very much of the blockchain era where we have the anarchists, but they have valid ideas. They have valid ideas that represent their values on how this technology can be, should be, or maybe shouldn't be leveraged for the good of humanity. VED wasn't the end of anything. It was the beginning. It was the beginning of a phase of living. And we're at that point again. We don't need other acronyms. We don't need imported technologies that are opaque. We need unity. And if we get it right this time, sovereignty, which means control and compliance over the systems that enable us to live our lives. And we can build something better than Silicon Valley ever imagined. We can build a future with technology that still feels human.